What's up, guys? Peter von Panda here. Hey, I'm standing in front of this Chrysler 200S, and I know that the Chrysler 200s sold terribly. I know that Chrysler could barely give them away. I know that this sloping roof line here basically meant that people always hit their head kind of getting into them, and I know that they're discontinuing them, but I think these were one of the best looking compact sedans on the market, and I really love it. I love the look, and in the 200S here, instead of chrome or bright work around it, they had, you know, everything blacked out. The only one color scheme that I actually liked better than this gray was the black, where everything was blacked out, including even the wheels had like a black chrome finish. Now, in some of the 200Ss, the wheels were even a little larger, but I love this kind of fanned out turbine blade type of style. It gave the wheels a bit of a deep dish look, even though it was a fairly good illusion and trick. But I loved this car, and because they are being discontinued, the price point has come down quite a bit on used ones, or even if new ones you wanted to get, you could probably get a really good deal on them. But I just think from all angles they look pretty good. Now from the outside here, I think the only thing that was a little weird to me is that this body line, this kind of contour accent line, dropped down as opposed to kind of flowing through the back of the car. But I kind of understand why they did that, but that's the only thing that really I didn't, maybe I didn't totally agree with. The only other thing that I actually would have loved to see is maybe a little bit more of a pronounced wheel arch here, kind of a wide body effect coming around to the rear, because when you look at the car from the back, it looks a little upright to me. And so if they kind of had flared this out a little bit more, even if it's not physically any wider, but it just kind of gives a little bit of a wider look, I think that would have been pretty cool. So let's jump in here. Now on some of these 200Ss, they had kind of this like blue metallic finish, and it continues all the way across the dashboard to that accent piece right there. Now it's pretty dark, but it kind of reminds me of an old blue Toshiba laptop that I used to have back in the day. So I'm not sure why they chose blue, but they did, and that seems to be fairly consistent. Also keyless entry, so if I put my foot on the brake here and then hit the start button, which is buried right here, fires right up, as you can see. Really big, colorful display, very futuristic looking, kind of Blade Runner-ish. Some deep gauges, some real gauges on either side flanking that LCD screen. I actually really like these gauges. It might not be the easiest thing to see, but like the watches I like when they're very three-dimensional, and these have a very three-dimensional effect going on. Also, really big display here, and that's kind of nice with the GPS and everything else that comes with it. Center stack is pretty unique, including this rotary shifter. So if I put it in drive and pull away, that's how we do it. And then actually you can put it in reverse, reverse camera, which is kind of nice, with trajectory and distance lines. Now I'm certainly not picking up any backup sensors or anything like that. There's no audible warning. The rotary shifter here has some nice clicks. They don't make any audible noise, but you can definitely tell when you're moved into a particular gear. And then the cool thing about it is you can kind of just quick flick it all the way over to park. Now, I am a little bit torn in that everyone's kind of trying to reinvent the gear shift knob. The new 2018 GMC Terrains have like buttons, the Lincolns have buttons, so I don't know, this is okay. It's very space efficient, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These seats are awesome. I love them. Now on these, they have kind of like this cloth or nylon synthetic type of woven insert, and then a little bit of blue leather that matches those door panels that I talked about, but they look super cool. They look super contoured. They remind me of like the Chrysler 300 SRT 8 seats. They have pretty big side bolsters, but the good thing about them is that they are actually a little wider than they are in race cars because I can fit in it without feeling cramped. They do similar thing in like the Mercedes AMGs that feel like they are squeezing the life out of me. I love this car.
Now, because of that fastback sloping roof line, it is a little hard to get into it. You definitely have to lower your head a little bit. And in fact, for me, at 5'7", I actually had to lower it quite a bit, kind of like you're bowing your head down. So that's kind of annoying to get in and out. The other thing that kind of sucks is that the roof line is a little bit lower. So the ceiling is a little bit lower, right where you would put your head. And I'm not sure if that's a place where the window is mounted and reinforced. But when you're sitting up at 5'7", my head is pressed right against the ceiling. The other thing that I really actually do like is I actually thought the legroom was pretty good. That's been a criticism. Size 10 shoes have no problem. I can put them against the my own seat, and then I can actually lift my toes, so they don't actually have to go under the seat in front of you. But that's certainly a more comfortable position. But I had no problem with rear legroom. Sitting in the back, the windowsill on the door is actually very thick, so you can put your arm up there, but it's a little too high. The belt line is too high to be comfortable, so you do want to use the armrest. But one of the things that I really liked about the door panel itself is that everything was pretty high quality, much higher quality than Chryslers have passed in pretty much every GM. There's even a little bit of like a shiny, chromed out, black chrome, blue chrome, something like that ring around the door handle, which gives a nice little bit of kind of perceived quality. But then all the materials are pretty nicely textured or soft touch. The door handle is silver, and it feels really nice. Overall, I just love the style of the Chrysler 200, regardless of the brand. I just think it is a good-looking car. It looks fast on the road. It looks sleek. It is very aerodynamic, and I just really love it. So I'm gonna miss it. Peter Von Panda, out.